How are we feeling, Ted Lasso fans? It's the end of the season for the team and the show. For American sports comedy and drama Ted Lasso, the fans are getting all fired up, especially after that Season 2 cliffhanger finale that raises the stakes for AFC Richmond. So let's take a deep breath and break down all the twists, turns, and spoilers from that insane, nearly hour-long Season 2 finale. Because in this video, we'll lay out everything you need to know about the Ted Lasso Season 2 finale, the ending explained and broken down part by part. But before anything else, let me warn you about major spoilers. And of course, please make sure you first hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for more updates. Now, let's begin. Ted Lasso is an American sports comedy drama, streaming television series developed by Jason Sudeikis, Bill Lawrence, Brendan Hunt, and Joe Kelly, based on a character of the same name that Sudeikis first portrayed in a series of promos for NBC Sports coverage of the Premier League. The series follows Ted Lasso, an American college football coach who's hired to coach an English soccer team in an attempt by its owner to spite her ex-husband. Lasso tries to win over the skeptical English market with his folksy, optimistic demeanor while dealing with his inexperience in the sport. The first season of Ted Lasso comprised 10 episodes, and it premiered on Apple TV Plus on August 14, 2020, with 3 episodes followed by weekly installments. A second season of 12 episodes premiered on July 23, 2021. The second season's last episode aired just recently on October 8th, and for avid fans of the comedy drama series, no need to worry because the show has been renewed for Season 3. Ted Lasso Season 2, Episode 12, Inverting the Pyramid of Success, gave us everything. We got Higgins, played by Jeremy Swift, holding puppies, and Sam turning billionaire Edwin Akufo down. Roy Kent broke down and sort of joined the Diamond Dogs, and Jamie Tart actually apologized to Roy for confessing his love to Keeley. Danny Rojas kicked the yips for good, and AFC Richmond won its way into the Premier League, and Trent Krim went independent. And Ted Lasso actually confronted former friend Nate, played by Nick Mohammed, about his betrayal, and Nate finally broke bad. Nate went full evil, folks. So yeah, a lot happened in that Ted Lasso Season 2 finale, and it wasn't all bad. After the devastation of last week's episode, many of us, including yours truly, were finding it hard to believe that everything would turn out for the best, if you caught that little title wordplay there. Then there's no doubt here that you're a huge fan. While not everything worked out in the end for our beloved football stars, club owners, soccer coaches, and rising PR stars at AFC Richmond, Ted Lasso Season 2 was far from the tragedy many of us were fearing. So what was good and what was bad? And what are we still on the edge about after the Ted Lasso Season 2 finale on Apple TV Plus? From Nate's full heel turn to Richmond's adorable new Greyhound mascot, here are the good, the bad, and the what the heck is going to happen to Roy and Keeley of it all. The good in Ted Lasso Season 2 finale: puppies, wins, and growth. First things first, we think it's impossible to see Leslie Higgins holding Macy Greyhound and Tina Fey Hound and not feel the light of a sweet summer sun shine upon your heart. Yes, there were puppies in this week's new Ted Lasso. It's as if the writers knew how much the last few weeks broke us and cut us some slack in the form of adorable mini canines. Before the big game, Roy doesn't exactly ask the Diamond Dogs for advice, but he does share his feelings, which are that Keeley looked awesome in the pictures all by herself, and it kind of made him feel unnecessary. But puppies aside, Ted Lasso's Season 2 finale was full of wins for the show and its cast of characters. The biggest and most obvious one? AFC Richmond actually battled their way back from a 2-goal deficit to win entry into the Premier League. They did this by doubling down on Nate's false 9 after a disastrous first half. In the first part of the game, Nate's strategy isn't working very well, to which he responds by berating the team for being unable to execute it. At halftime, Ted asked the coaching staff what they should do about this new tactic, and Nate spits that they should abandon it since the players are screwing it up. In the second half of the game, Richmond pulls to within 1 with a goal from Sam. All they need is a tie to be promoted back to the Premier League. Elsewhere, Sam Obisanya decided to stay with AFC Richmond. His choice, made by Ghanaian billionaire Edwin Akufo, have a literal breakdown, almost confirming for Sam in real time that he made the right choice. So, Sam's staying, guys. Yeah, we also saw Keely do well in a fashion spread. Roy grapples with his jealousy in a healthy way, and Ted tackles his mental health struggles with grace in public. So it was a feel-good, all-win Ted Lasso finale, right? Wrong. Here's where it all went bad. Nate, Edwin Akufo, and Rupert's return. To put it simply, Nate. After weeks of wondering what the heck was up with Nate the Great, we finally got a truly vicious showdown between him and Ted. Nate kicks off a list of bitter grievances, starting with what may be the most important. Ted made Nate feel like the most important person in the world, and then shifted his focus elsewhere. Ted didn't count on Nate's insecurities fueling his ire, and so now Nate is embittered about Ted's success. Believing that the American transplant only survived his first year at Richmond, leaning on his own tactical genius. He calls Ted an embarrassment to football, claiming that Coach Lasso doesn't belong in the world of professional soccer, but he does. Needless to say, Ted is not surprised to find a torn-down "Believe" sign in his office after the game. Nor should we have been surprised when the final shot of the season reveals Nate is now coaching West Ham for Rupert. Oh yes, Ted Lasso's Season 2 final moments make it all too clear that Ted Lasso Season 3 will be a good versus evil showdown between AFC Richmond and West Ham in the Premier League. Furthermore, Sam's rejection of Edwin Akufo, who also has designs on a football team, feel equally ominous. The draw at the big game is so very satisfying. It was pretty obvious that this was the likely result since they lost the big game at the end of the last season, and nobody likes to repeat themselves. But still, a very nice job of bringing together story threads. Danny's disaster in the premiere, Jamie's ongoing struggle to balance his individual brilliance with generous play, and Sam's continuing position as the backbone. Delightfully earned and a warm and fuzzy feeling is what we all deserve. This is one last blow, too, to Ted's belief that being kind and supportive to people will pay off in the end. To the degree Ted hoped he could transform his relationship with Nate for the better, he failed. Letting Nate really hate Ted and letting Ted survive it is a choice I certainly didn't see coming. But there's one more thing missing in this recap. What happened to Roy and Keely? Did they break up after all? While it seemed that our favorite lovebirds avoided ruin in the Ted Lasso Season 2 finale, the episode's cheeky bumper reveals that Keely doesn't want to vacation with Roy for 6 weeks in Spain. No, she wants to put her career first. Roy worries this means they're breaking up, but she promises him that it'll be all right. He will relax for the first time in his life while she sets the foundation for her new PR empire at home. It's just 6 weeks, so what happens to them after those 6 weeks? The Ted Lasso Season 2 finale refuses to tell us. Perhaps that's something we'll need to look forward to in the 3rd season. But let's face it though, part of us wants to believe that this emotional cliffhanger is a total deceit for us to be wanting more. There's no way Ted Lasso would split Roy and Keely up now, especially after Jamie's apology in the finale. However, it is worrying that the last 2 episodes have been planting seeds for a breakup. How about you? Tell us your comments and theories down below. That's all for now. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the notification buttons for more.